Space Coast Daily here on location at the Brevard County Animal Shelter in the south part of Brevard County. We've got hundreds of volunteers gathering here this morning. It's early on Saturday. The sheriff has put together this effort with the community to renovate the animal shelter. New fresh paint, new areas for people to get to know the pets that are on show here. A lovely sanctuary area for people bringing their pets by. It's a special project for the community. Sheriff Wayne Ivey has got his friends to the community to put this together. It's over $50,000 to renovate and paint. Nice fresh coat of paint for the pets here in South Brevard Animal Shelter. We're going to be here all weekend bringing you the action. Tomorrow afternoon, when they actually finish this project, they're going to move that bus and we're going to see the animal shelter renovated thanks to Sheriff Wayne Ivey and the Brevard County Sheriff's Department. This is Giles Malone for Space Coast Daily on location with hundreds of pets and hundreds of people here at the animal shelter. Joe, this is a fantastic project. Tell us what's going on here this weekend.
Well, basically it's a project, it's a partnership with the Habitat for Humanity and the Sheriff's Office, the Pet Posse, and all these great volunteers that are showing up to do a makeover of the animal shelter. So we're going to start on the outside, move inside. Everything's going to get painted on the outside, nice fresh coat of paint. On the inside, nice fresh coat of paint. We've already done some other renovations. We've got a social area going on the left. We've got new kennels in the back. It's just an amazing project.
And who's responsible for putting this together?
The Sheriff's Department Pet Posse is the main sponsor, but the Sheriff's Department and Habitat for Humanity.
I understand you got all the pets are taking the day off. They've gone away today. Where are they staying today while all this work's going on?
Actually, the community really reached out and were great with us. These pets are all across the county at different pet resorts and kennels and vets offices, and nobody would even take a dime. They were happy to take our animals and board them for 4 days while we did this renovation for our animals and for our employees. So it's a great thing and it's a great opportunity for everybody. So we're having a lot of fun with it.
Tell us about this area here.
This area is what's going to be called our Rainbow Bridge area. You know, if you're familiar with the concept of Rainbow Bridge, when animals pass away from different things, from quality of life or sickness or something of that nature, the Rainbow Bridge is where they go. And so we thought, as many people unfortunately have to bring their pets here when their quality of life is fading, or they have an illness or something of that nature, we thought it'd be nice to have an area where they could actually spend some alone time, spend some quiet time with them, and just it's hard to part with an animal that you love so much, and so we thought this would be a nice area for that. So our team's kind of come up with a design that's going to be very inviting. It's the Rainbow Bridge will actually be in it, and it's going to have nice flowers and benches and some things that really reflect on how important our pets are to us.
Kevin and Sharon, you're here from Palm Bay. What made you come out here today to help out?
It's a great cause.
Putting your mother out for the occasion?
Yes, sir.
What do you expect to do here today?
Paint.
Okay, Sheriff, tell us about what's happening in this area.
This area is being really completely redesigned. As you can see, it was just open grass and some fencing. And so when folks come to the shelter to adopt a dog, one of the things that's important is to make sure that that dog is a good fit for the family, and the family is a good fit for the dog. The two go hand in hand. So we wanted to have an area that was very inviting, it's going to be shaded, as you can see, with the structures being constructed behind me. And this area will be fenced in, so when you come here and you say, you know what, I want to see what this dog's like, we bring you out, we put you in this area, and you have a chance to interact with the dog, throw the ball, do different things, see what the dog's energy levels are. A lot of times the energy level may not match the person. For example, if maybe one of our seniors is coming in, we might want a dog that's got a little bit lower energy than a puppy or something like that. So it gives a chance to interact with the animal and see exactly what their fit is for each other. This is a great, we call it a socializing area, but it's actually going to be called Fisher and Molly's Place, and we named it Fisher and Molly Place after the two dogs from the individuals that donated the money to do it, Scott and Kim Glover and Steve and Lisa Charpentier, who made sure that we had the funds through our pet posse. And actually, both of them sit on our pet posse. They're both members of our pet posse and do everything they can to help us raise funds. And that becomes very important because the projects that we're completing in these 2 days have been almost 100% funded through donations from our community, through donations to the Sheriff's Pet Posse, through great partnerships with East Coast Construction, who's doing all the painting, Sherwin-Williams, who donated all of the paint, Penn Credit, who kicked in some money to help us, East Coast Fence, who is doing all the kennels in the back. I know we're going to talk about them a little bit, but AJ Hires, just been just a continuation of people jumping in and saying this is an important and vital part of our community.
Just interrupt you for just a moment here. You're helping out. Tell us how Habitat for Humanity got involved here.
Well, the Sheriff's Department reached out to us. We were happy to accommodate, of course. Families and animals go together. Habitat works with disadvantaged and poverty housing situations here in Brevard County. And of course, the Sheriff's Department works with disadvantaged animals. And so it was a natural partnership, and we're excited to be a part of it.
Now, is this the first time that Habitat has done something with the animal control people?
It's the first time that I'm certainly aware of, and so far it's turned out to be a great experience. Our volunteer folks have worked with their volunteer folks to get this all set up, and as you can see, we've got a number of volunteers out here participating today, so it's a great community opportunity.
Well, Sheriff, tell us about this area.
This area is being redesigned to give us areas to do two things. One is to exercise the dogs. Under the current conditions, before we do this makeover, the dogs are in their kennels, and we don't get a chance to, even though we bring them out and exercise them. In fact, we use inmate labor to exercise the dogs. They don't get as much exercise time as they need. And what happens is, when a dog is kept confined in that kennel for an extended period of times, they become called kennel soured, and they're basically they are depressed. They sometimes get resistant to any type of change. They get angry for the most part, and when a dog becomes kennel soured, it makes them very difficult to get adopted. So we want to avoid that in every measure. Well, the way to avoid it is to socialize the dog, which we talked about earlier, and then to exercise the dog. Well, if the inmates bring the dogs out and exercise them, they're only going to get a limited amount of exercise because we have so many in the care center. This really helps us overcome that, because what you see behind us is 16 runs where the dogs can actually be placed in the runs, and they will actually be able to exercise to get the different things they need. We can do about a third of our dogs at a time, so we rotate them, and each dog's getting exercise every day by just putting them in here and letting them run free. And actually, they exercise themselves a little bit because they'll actually kind of go back and forth with each other in the fence and everything else. So we put them in there. The larger runs, as you see right in front of us, those are for a family to come and spend a little bit of time. Obviously not as large as Fisher and Molly's place, but it's an area where we can put the animal, the dog, in there with them, and they can actually have a chance to see what that dog's like and everything. The surface is ideal surface. We talked to a lot of different people about what type of surface should we have down, and this gravel, this P-rock is really one of the best surfaces. It gives us a chance to not only have a nice surface, but also it's a cleanable surface.
Bill Welser, you're on the board of Habitat for Humanity. How did you end up here today?
Well, we volunteered with the police department at the urging of Wayne Ivey, so we're thrilled to be here.
Well, I know you're going to help it here.
Yeah, Zach, let's get back to work. What do you say? All right.
Well, Zach, do you prefer this or doing some film production?
I like this better.
Full of a beautiful little pet that's available here at the animal shelter. This beautiful little kitty was dropped off this morning by somebody, and she is taking a little break here today. She'll be enjoying her new quarters here shortly. Joe, tell us about this pet here.
This is Daisy. Daisy was hit by a car and picked up by one of our enforcement officers on the road. She was taken to a medical clinic, and then after they bandaged her up, they brought her here. Our vet took a look at her and determined that the leg was going to have to come off, so they amputated the leg earlier this week.
Well, Daisy,
see how resilient they are. She's already walking around.
Yeah, amazing. One day after the amputation, she looks a remarkable good spirits, and she's available for adoption.
She will be as soon as she heals. Somebody can adopt her and take her home for their forever home. See, one day, and this dog has already become accustomed to having 3 legs. Look, what are you doing? Hey, good girl, huh? She's a good girl.
Okay, we're moving inside the kennel area now, and this is the, you've been getting all these walls ready for painting. Tell us about what we're expecting to see in here.
Well, inside, as you can see, it's not a very inviting atmosphere. You can see that through just the deterioration of the building over the last period of years, it's been in great need of paint. It's been in great need of upgrades. For example, you see the chain link kennel doors. We actually are in the move, transitioning to going to the aluminum doors. And it's not just appearance that does that for us. It's a safer environment for the dog. It's also a safer environment for the building because the aluminum doesn't collect any type of chemicals or anything else that are being used to sterilize the kennel. So we're transitioning these, but these cost about $380 a piece for us to be able to put one of the new aluminum doors in. And we're doing it, we're gradually doing it as we get donations in, using some of our budget to be able to do that as well. But ideally, when we're done, most of these will already be gone and everything will be a much brighter atmosphere. And it really comes down to this. This is not only a much nicer atmosphere for the dogs and the cats and the other animals that are going to be in this facility, it's a nicer atmosphere for the employees, and it's a much nicer atmosphere for the visitors that come here to adopt their new family pet. So by enhancing the appearance of this building, by enhancing the efficiency of it, which we'll be doing with a lot of the things we're doing up front, you're going to see us have a much higher productivity. You're going to see us have a much higher success rate, and that's what we're all about.
We see these kennels and pens are empty today. I guess our furry friends are taking the day off somewhere.
Well, the dogs have all been fostered by just an enormous amount of vets and kennels in our area. They all found out about what we were doing. They all offered to take. Some of them took 4 dogs, some of them took 5, 6, whatever. We've got our dogs all out. Now the cats are still here. The cats are a little bit easier to work around, and we'll be doing in the cats. We'll be doing what are called free roam cat rooms, and that's just a great environment for them. Having to be inside a little kennel or a little cage is not healthy for the cat. It's not in any capacity what we want. So we're transitioning today and tomorrow to all free roam cat rooms, and I think that's going to be dynamite for them.
I can see you've got your volunteers gathering down there, Sheriff. Let's move you on down there. And this is a very large facility. How many pets will be actually hosted in here once we're all done?
You know, I don't have the exact number of what each dog. I know we house somewhere around 140 dogs in this facility. Cats is upwards of 200 plus, and even more. I can tell you that each month we average taking in about 650 animals a month is what comes in. And so the ideal situation is to obviously adopt out, rescue, return to owner, as you know, the numbers that are coming in, and have our numbers not be upside down. It's a little bit tough to do that sometimes. We're very blessed to have great partners with the different rescue organizations that are around here, that they know how hard it is for us to get an animal adopted, or how hard it is for an animal to be fostered out. And so they come and take a lot of animals out of our care center, and we all work together. It is a constant partnership. Without our rescues, without the other care centers, the Humane Society, the SPCA, Friends of Animals Sanctuary, no way we could do what we do. And so we're very blessed to have their partnership.
We'll let you Space Coast Daily get out of the way now that you got on with all your volunteers and put them to work.
All right. Well, we appreciate all you guys do for us. Space Coast Daily is a great partner with us, and we truly appreciate you guys covering this for us.
This is Zach Clark for Space Coast Daily out here at the Brevard County Animal Shelter. We got to see some people very hard working right now, and we're very excited for tomorrow of just the improvements that they're going to make in a day's time. Very excited about that. We'll see you tomorrow.